Other stories our EWTN News Nightly team is covering around the world. Pope Francis becomes the first leader of the Catholic Church to visit an Anglican parish in Rome. In his remarks Sunday, the Holy Father pushed for greater unity after centuries of mistrust, suspicion, and hostility between the two churches.
Che nel passato si guardavano con sospetto e ostilità.
The Pope saying now we recognize each other as we really are, brothers and sisters in Christ. Vatican correspondent Mary Shovlin joins us from Rome. Mary, this is another first, not only for the Pope, but also for any Pope. How was he received by the Anglican community?
Lauren, the Holy Father received the invitation on behalf of the Anglican community of All Saints Parish here in Rome as they celebrate their 200th anniversary. Their bishop here in Europe, Robert Innes, was on hand to welcome the Holy Father. And the two prayed side by side, which was a very eloquent sign of their search for unity. The Holy Father also blessed an icon which had been created for the occasion. It's a replica of one which is housed here in Rome inside St. John Lateran, something very important in the history of the Catholic Church. He blessed that icon. And then they're also among the crowd, which was also impressive to see, were Roman Catholic cardinals and bishops, but also representatives from the Orthodox and the Anglican authorities as well. And sometimes, Lauren, it's these gestures, just the images themselves, that speak louder than words.
He answered a few questions from the congregation, and it led to a surprise announcement of a possible trip. What was that?
Well, Pope Francis said he was studying the possibility of a trip to southern Sudan, the Eastern African country, which we know has been plagued by war and famine for decades. And we knew this was something on his horizon, something he was desiring to do. But he brought it up during this Q&A, as you mentioned, and he said not only is he studying the possibility of going there to bring a message of hope, but he said the request came from the bishops in the region, and not just Catholic bishops, the Presbyterian and the Anglican ones as well. And they said, why don't you bring the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, with you? So the Holy Father not only thinking about going there, but going there together with the leader of the Anglican Communion. So something that would also be another first.
I've watched many movies from the times when the Anglicans split from the Catholic Church. That was, I guess, 1534. After King Henry VIII was denied an annulment. Now, did Pope Francis talk about this at all, or did he indicate how exactly to heal this division?
I think we all, think back to, well, this was all because of a divorce. And I think the Catholic Church and the Anglican side have sought to deepen our understanding. And it wasn't only that. There are a lot of different factors at play there. And so as we work towards unity, Pope Francis says this is something we have to do as we walk together. He was asked whether he would take the same line as Pope Benedict, who said, yes, it's great to work together, but it's also, and maybe even more important, to work on our theological differences. Pope Francis did not contradict his predecessor, but he said, let's talk about those differences, but as we journey together. So let's work towards unity. And as we work all of this stuff out, we're helping the poor together. We're having Bible studies with one another. And hopefully, not only will we heal the wounds of the past, we'll create maybe a greater unity in the future.
Mary Shovlin, EWTN News Nightly Vatican correspondent. Thank you, Mary, for joining us.
Thank you, Lauren.